Imagine walking through a desert trail or a shadowy forest path. Your eyes scan the ground, your brain relaxed. Just for a second. Then the ground blinks. No roar, no warning shout. Just coils tightening and a weaponized strike faster than your nervous system can react. This isn't a scene from a monster movie. It's real life in rattlesnake and viper territory. These snakes aren't just reptiles. They're living pressure traps, biological landmines perfected over millions of years. Here's where the battle begins. One snake announces itself with sound, the other erases itself from the world. The rattlesnake believes in fear. It rattles, warns, and dares you to make the next move. The viper believes in patience. It vanishes into leaves, sand, and shadow, waiting for the perfect moment. Two predators, two philosophies, same deadly outcome. Both can end an encounter before you even realize you were part of one. Their strikes happen in a blink, so fast the human brain often processes the pain after the damage is done. And that's what makes this showdown terrifying. Today we're breaking down the hidden mechanics behind these snakes, the adaptations that make them so efficient, and the misunderstood genius that keeps them at the top of their food chains. Because once you understand how rattlesnakes and vipers really work, you'll never walk through the wilderness the same way again. You won't just watch the ground. You'll respect it. Rattlesnakes are precision-built survival machines disguised as desert ghosts. Everything about them is optimized for efficiency, restraint, and control. That iconic rattle isn't a loose pile of beads shaking around. It's a tightly interlocked chain of keratin segments, made of the same material as human fingernails. Every time a rattlesnake sheds its skin, it adds a new segment. But despite the myth, this doesn't tell you its age. Shedding depends on food availability, climate, growth rate, and overall health. A well-fed snake might add multiple segments in a single year, while another adds almost none. The rattle isn't intimidation for intimidation's sake. It's a biological warning system engineered to avoid conflict altogether. Large animals, bison, deer, cattle, even humans, are far more dangerous to a snake than prey. So instead of striking first, the rattlesnake chooses sound. That buzzing rattle says, "You're close, back up," and most of the time, it works. This warning strategy saves something far more valuable than energy: venom. Venom isn't unlimited. It's metabolically expensive to produce, requiring proteins, enzymes, and time. Wasting it on something you can't eat is a bad survival decision. That's why rattlesnakes can precisely control how much venom they inject. Sometimes it's a full defensive dose. Sometimes it's just enough to scare. And sometimes it's nothing at all. A dry bite delivers zero venom, just a lightning-fast message, a warning with teeth. This ability to regulate venom use is one of the rattlesnake's greatest advantages. It turns danger into calculation. Efficiency like this is why rattlesnakes haven't needed to reinvent themselves. Their core design has barely changed for millions of years. When something works this well, evolution doesn't rush to improve it. It leaves it alone, and that's what makes the rattlesnake terrifying. Not aggression, but restraint. The sensory world of a rattlesnake borders on science fiction. They don't just see the world, they feel it. Heat-sensing pits on either side of the face act like biological infrared cameras. These pits can detect temperature differences as small as a few thousandths of a degree. That's not heat awareness. That's thermal vision. In total darkness, a rattlesnake can still map the exact position of a warm-blooded animal. Every mouse becomes a glowing target. Every heartbeat gives off a signature. Every breath leaves a thermal trail. Now add speed. A rattlesnake strike happens faster than a human blink. By the time your brain registers motion, the strike is already over. Fangs in, fangs out, damage done. This combination, thermal tracking plus lightning-fast reflexes, creates one of the most accurate ambush predators on land. It doesn't guess. It calculates. But here's where things get more dangerous. Juvenile rattlesnakes are born fully venomous from day one. They don't need time to grow into their weaponry. What they lack is restraint. Young snakes haven't yet mastered venom control the way adults have. That makes them potentially more unpredictable during defensive encounters. Less experience, same venom, and the intelligence doesn't stop at the strike. Rattlesnakes can remember and follow their own scent trails. It's a biological GPS written directly into the ground. They can roam, hunt, and explore, then retrace their exact path back to hidden dens. Safe shelters that might be invisible to every other animal around them. This ability allows rattlesnakes to disappear for weeks, then return home like nothing ever happened. No maps, no landmarks, just instinct sharpened by evolution. And once again, the pattern is clear. The rattlesnake doesn't rely on luck, it relies on systems. Precision systems, deadly systems. Ecologically, rattlesnakes are quiet regulators of chaos. They don't dominate landscapes with noise or size. They control them silently. A single adult rattlesnake can consume hundreds of rodents over its lifetime. Every mouse removed is a problem prevented. Fewer rodents means less crop destruction. It also means fewer disease carriers spreading threats like hantavirus. In this way, rattlesnakes act like unpaid security guards for entire ecosystems. Invisible, uncelebrated, and wildly effective. When the seasons turn cold, something unexpected happens. Rattlesnakes don't always hibernate alone. They gather. Communal hibernation sites, called dens, can hold dozens, sometimes hundreds, of snakes. Coiled together in underground chambers like living knots of muscle and scales. It's not social bonding, it's survival. Sharing space stabilizes temperature and reduces energy loss during brutal winters. Efficiency wins again. And when food disappears, they don't panic, they power down. Rattlesnakes can slow their metabolism to an extreme crawl. In some cases, they can survive a year or more without eating a single meal. No hunting, no mistakes, just patience. Despite their fearsome reputation, rattlesnakes actively avoid conflict. They don't want to fight. They rely on camouflage first, stillness second, warnings third. Striking is the final option, not the first. And here's the twist most people never expect. Rattlesnakes kill fewer humans each year than bees, by a wide margin. Yet few animals inspire more fear. More myths, more misunderstanding. They're not villains, they're balance keepers. And in the wild, balance is everything. Vipers are masters of venom delivery. Not brute force, precision damage. Where rattlesnakes warn, vipers execute. Fast, silent, and devastating. Their signature weapon is a pair of long, hinged fangs. When relaxed, they fold neatly against the roof of the mouth. When it's time to strike, those fangs snap forward like switchblades, instantly deployed, perfectly aligned. Each fang can rotate independently. That means even during a chaotic, lightning-fast hit, venom still goes exactly where it needs to go. Deep into muscle, deep into tissue. No wasted motion, no shallow injection. Unlike many snakes that latch on and wrestle with prey, vipers don't hang around. They strike and release. That single decision reduces risk. No broken fangs, no retaliation, no unnecessary exposure. The venom does the rest. After the strike, vipers track their victim by scent. A chemical breadcrumb trail laid down by panic and poison. And the venom itself? It's not just lethal, it's engineered. Viper venom is chemically complex, often packed with enzymes designed to destroy tissue, disrupt blood clotting, and shut down movement fast. Muscle breaks down, blood loses structure, systems fail. Within moments, prey is immobilized, sometimes before it even understands what happened. This isn't about pursuit, it's about inevitability. One strike, one release, then silence. And in that silence, the venom wins. Patience defines the viper lifestyle. Not waiting. Waiting perfectly. Many viper species rely almost entirely on ambush hunting. They don't chase. They don't search. They become part of the environment. A viper can remain completely motionless for hours, sometimes days. Muscles locked, breathing slowed, presence erased. This is why humans are often bitten by vipers without ever seeing them. The snake didn't move. The human did. Camouflage isn't just coloration, it's deception. Scales match leaf litter, bark, stone, and shadow with unnerving accuracy. Some vipers take the illusion even further. Tail luring turns the body into bait. The tip of the tail wiggles like a worm or insect. Curious prey follows the movement, straight into strike range, and no chase, no effort, just timing. Their eyes reinforce this strategy. Vertical, cat-like pupils give vipers excellent low-light vision, perfect for dawn, dusk, and deep shade. Add heat-sensing pits, and vision becomes optional. Warm-blooded prey glows even in total darkness. In the viper's world, sight is only one tool. Vibration, heat, and scent do the heavy lifting. Footsteps ripple through the ground. Body warmth paints targets in infrared. Scent sketch movement in invisible lines. This is how vipers map the dark, not by seeing it, by feeling it. And once prey crosses the invisible line, patience ends. From an evolutionary standpoint, vipers are venom specialists, not generalists. Specialists refined over tens of millions of years. Their skulls are engineering marvels, among the most flexible in the entire animal kingdom. Bones slide, rotate, and separate in ways that seem impossible. This allows a massive gape, far wider than the head itself. It also means vipers can strike efficiently from awkward angles, sideways, upward, from positions other predators couldn't use at all. Evolution didn't just sharpen the strike, it customized the poison. Viper venom isn't universal, it's local. Composition can vary dramatically between populations, sometimes between groups living only miles apart. Different prey, different chemistry, different outcomes. This variability is one reason anti-venom development is so difficult. What works for one region may fail completely in another. Some vipers also rewrite the rules of reproduction. Instead of laying eggs, they give birth to live young. No nests, no shells, no exposure. In harsh or unpredictable environments, this keeps offspring protected until the last possible moment. Survival starts inside the mother. Their endurance is just as extreme. Vipers can tolerate brutal dehydration. They extract nearly all the moisture they need directly from their prey. Water isn't searched for, it's consumed. Every system points toward the same goal: efficiency without movement. Silent, patient, devastatingly effective. Vipers are the final form of ambush predation, living proof that sometimes the deadliest weapon isn't speed, strength, or sound. It's waiting. In a true face-off, the rattlesnake's greatest weapon isn't venom. It's control. Situational control. That rattle isn't random noise. It's a psychological weapon. In the wild, it prevents unnecessary conflict by forcing distance. Most large animals back off immediately. But in a duel, the rattle becomes a declaration. I see you. I'm ready. It signals confidence. It signals awareness. And it changes how the encounter unfolds. Rattlesnakes are built for fast, decisive exchanges. They rely on lightning-quick reflexes and exceptional strike accuracy. Their bodies can lift high off the ground, coils tightening like a spring. This gives them reach, more than most people expect. In open terrain, that vertical strike angle matters. It creates space. It controls distance. Their venom is potent and adaptable, capable of ending an encounter fast. But rattlesnakes don't rush to spend it. They're conservative by nature. Calculated. Unless the threat is clear, they may hesitate to commit fully. Venom is precious. This restraint makes the rattlesnake deadly in a quick exchange. Blink and it's over deadly. But it also introduces risk. If the encounter drags on, if the terrain tightens, rocks, roots, leaf litter, narrow spaces, that advantage begins to shrink. The rattlesnake thrives on clarity and space. Take those away, and the battle shifts. And in that shift, control can slip. The viper, however, is built for pure ambush dominance, not reaction. Control through surprise. If this encounter begins on the viper's terms, the balance shifts immediately. Dense brush, leaf litter, low visibility, places where movement disappears. In these conditions, the odds tilt heavily in the viper's favor. This is its battlefield. Vipers strike with surgical efficiency. One explosive motion if fangs deploy. Venom drives deep, and the body is already pulling away. There's no warning phase, no standoff. The hinged fangs and tissue-destroying venom are optimized for damage, not diplomacy. Maximum effect in minimum time. Unlike rattlesnakes, vipers don't advertise. They don't threaten. They erase themselves and wait. That patience usually guarantees the first strike. And in venomous combat, the first clean hit often decides everything. Once venom is delivered, the fight doesn't continue. It ends on a delay. But terrain changes everything. In an open standoff, the rattlesnake's awareness, posture, and reach can take control. Sound creates space. Vision creates advantage. In a surprise encounter, the viper owns the moment. Invisibility replaces warning. So the verdict isn't about which snake is stronger, or faster, or more feared. It's about where the battle happens. Open ground favors the rattlesnake. Stealth and cover favor the viper. Because in snake warfare, venom matters, speed matters, but terrain decides everything. And the ground beneath your feet may already have chosen the winner. Rattlesnakes and vipers aren't villains of nature. They're masterpieces of restraint, efficiency, and survival. Every rattle, every frozen ambush, every precisely delivered drop of venom exists for one reason: energy conservation in a world where mistakes mean death. They don't hunt for revenge. They don't strike for sport. They wait. They calculate. They warn when possible and disappear when finished. These snakes have survived ice ages, mass extinctions, and human expansion. Not through aggression, through perfection. Their designs were tested by time and pressure, refined by failure, and sharpened by survival itself. Nothing wasted, nothing accidental. So the next time you hear a rattle echo across dry ground, or spot a pattern melting into the forest floor, remember what you're really seeing. Not danger looking for trouble, but millions of years of evolution doing exactly what it was designed to do. Because sometimes the deadliest force on Earth doesn't chase. It doesn't roar. It doesn't need to. It waits.